Hey, it's Mike Klijanowicz here from Cummings and Company Realtors in Perry Hall. I got my friend Marty here with me today. He's also a real estate agent in the office, but he is a serious investor. We partner together on some deals sometimes. He also has some programs where if you need to fix your house up, but you don't necessarily have all the funds to be able to fix it up before you sell it, he can work out some special deals with you, with fronting you the money for that, and then getting paid once your property sells. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But what really got my attention was he came in last week and we were just sitting here talking, shooting the breeze. And we were talking about, investors, how to find properties. And then all of a sudden he started telling me about wholesalers and what they are and who they are and how they work and how it's basically just like this like taking money off the top that they do to kind of pilfer the deal over to Marty, and then he pays a premium to them to be able to buy the property from the homeowners, and the homeowners have no idea what's going on. So I figured I'd have him on here today and talk to you guys and educate you so that when you're out and you're thinking, we got grandpa's house or we got Uncle Joe's house and we got to sell it through an estate and it needs all this work and we got all this stuff in it and we got the stuff out that we want to get out, but we just don't know what to do with it and it's too much work for us. That's where you come in, and instead of, the whole idea is instead of calling one of these investors that says we pay cash for houses on the side of the road with one of these signs you see, call this number. A lot of times those people actually aren't even investors. They're actually wholesalers trying to find deals that they can then sell to the investors. So, it's I wanted to have Marty to explain this so you all understand that the best course of action is to call myself. If you are in a situation where you have a property you need to sell, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to handle the situation, and you just want to kind of get rid of it for a fair price, give me a call. I'll bring Marty with me. We'll come out to your house, meet with you. You'll get some experienced real estate agents. How long have you been in the business?
17 years.
17 and 20 for me. So 37 years experience you're getting. You're not just getting some guy that went to a real estate investors course to put a sign on the side of the road that you don't even know who he was. You could have got out of jail last week. So, and some of them probably did. So anyway, Marty, why don't you tell us a little bit about this wholesale stuff?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike.
Yeah, man.
So it always astonishes me, even realtors don't understand fully how these companies work. You see them on TV, you see them on the side of the road, you see them in newspapers, online. They'll buy your house for cash. The issue is these folks never intend to buy your house. They're not the buyer. And the way it works is they'll come take a look at your house and then they'll offer you a contract. It's usually 3 pages. There'll be a paragraph in that contract called the assignment paragraph, which allows this company to then assign the contract. So that's where they make their income. Let's just use round numbers. Let's say they offer you $200,000 for your house. Your house is probably worth $230,000 or $240,000. What they then do is they send out an email, a mass email to their little black book of investors. Maybe it's 50 or 100 guys like me. And those folks will then come out and take a look at the house and then make an offer to the wholesaler. So, for instance, someone may offer $225,000. So now the wholesaler has a $25,000 gap. Okay. I show up to settle for $225,000. I go to their title company, their preferred title company. And then once I settle, they take that $225,000 and they give the seller $200,000. And then the wholesaler makes $25,000. So
wow. So they make 25 grand for literally doing absolutely nothing.
In the industry, we call this selling paper. Okay. So that's what they're selling. They're just selling the contract to someone like me. Okay. I recently bought a property. It was listed with a wholesaler for $199. I wound up paying $205. The seller had a contract for $175. So there's a $30,000 gap there. Okay. Now the way to prevent this is education, which we're trying to do now, just to let the public know that these folks are never going to buy your house. The best thing to do is, like Mike said, give him a shout. He will do some market research on your property. Then he'll bring investors over who he trusts, who are vetted and are going to do the right thing. And by the way, I'm licensed. These wholesale folks aren't, there's no governing body. They're just cowboys. Um, so when I come out, I will take a look at the property and I will get with Mike and I'll say, hey, this is what I can pay. And if Mike feels like that's a fair price for his client, and it's uber convenient when you work with someone like Mike and I'm going to let you leave everything in the house you don't want. You're going to get your money in 2 weeks, as is, no inspections. Just make it as clean and as simple as possible for folks, because lots of times the folks that are selling these types of houses are usually older, and or it's their family, and their family's burdened with trying to get the house ready for sale, which can take a lot of time and cost a lot of money. So we try to bake all that into the pie, so to speak, and that will give us an opportunity to help the seller get a fair market for their property and also make it as easy and as streamlined as possible, from literally 14 days from the time we show up to the time you have your check.
Right. Doesn't get much easier than that. So, and I can't stress this enough, another way to fight the wholesalers and the way they do things is to talk to your legislators about this. I know it's been a hot topic about trying to get them licensed so they have actual rules and regulations about it, or just flat out outlaw it completely. They could easily pass a law and say it's not allowed to happen in the state of Maryland. But that's up to them, and who knows? Maybe some of the legislators are actually in on some of these companies that are wholesaling. You never know. Maybe they're part owner or something. So, but this whole idea we came up to do this video was to educate you, so you don't just call somebody at random that you don't know. Marty and I are both licensed real estate agents. We've both been in the business 17 years and 20 years. We know what we're doing. We can do all the paperwork the right way, make sure everybody, gets taken care of, go to a reputable title company, go to a reputable closing. And, bottom line is you'll get your money, within 14 days, maybe even sooner than that, depending on how fast we can actually make it happen. So if you're in a situation where you have a property, you have to sell it, but you don't know what to do, just give me a call, 410-236-3331. I'm going to have all the contact information in the description on this video on YouTube. So just go into the description of the video and you'll have all my contact information. You can contact me, and then, I'll get you in touch with Marty, and we'll both kind of get together and see what we can do for you. So anything else you can think of, or
just beware that you have a valuable property and there are people out there that will not give you the proper value for it. Another thing that we can also do, a lot of times sellers need the money to move. They need the cash to buy another place or go to a retirement home or assisted living. I'm willing to let folks stay in the house for 30 days after we close. They'll have their money, gives them time to get their things out. I don't charge a rent back for that. It's just another added convenience when you work with someone, dare I say, who has a heart and a conscience. Okay. That's something that I'm willing to do for folks. And it really comes in handy. It takes a lot of the stress away. So that's really what we're trying to do, is educate the public, relieve some stress. It is a stressful time. You're selling your mom's house or your grandma's house, and it can be difficult. So we're here to help. Give Mike a shout if you have any questions. We'll be happy to get into more detail as to how this process works.
And that's a good point, because a lot of these retirement communities, they try to force you into using their preferred agents and all the little details and programs they have out there. And, doing it this way, you don't need to even worry about a preferred agent, because we'll just take care of everything for you. And even in terms of like my commission on the deal, Marty can always pay the commission. You don't even need to pay it. So we can just work it out that you get your X number, Marty pays me commission, and then, Marty gets the house and fixes it up, and then we, sell it, or he keeps it as maybe a rental for his portfolio that he has too. So sometimes he'll keep the properties and rent them out too. So it just depends. But thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you learned something today. And, please feel free to give us a like, give us a share this with your friends, anybody you know who's in a situation that has a house they need to sell. Share this video. And, you could call me 7 days a week. I'm available on my cell phone. I already gave it out, but one more time, 410-236-3331. Thanks. Take care. God bless you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.